you mentioned how the Flyers kind of aspire to be the Hurricanes, and that's something I wanted to get into tonight, Steve. I saw Adam Kimmelman tweet this quote from Tortorella, and he talks about how they're playing the same style. That's who they aspire to be. It's the blueprint. And Charlie and I have talked about something similar, and I want to ask him when he comes on how he thinks they're doing and replicating it. I get the checking forward stuff, the having the two-way players, but man, the guys they have don't seem all that interested in putting up a ton of shots and taking advantage of all their opportunities.
They definitely don't. And it sucks because if they got guys like that, I'd be really a lot more enthralled on a nightly basis. And, they still get these old school guys. They still, it's not as bad as it used to be. But look, Nick Delorier is still on the roster. And I know that was a Chuck Fletcher hire, but he's still here. Hathaway's fun, but I wouldn't exactly call him a modern hockey darling there. And you've got guys like Eric Johnson in there who he's doing what he can for a guy his age, but come on. And he's second pair tonight, or I think maybe he did whatever he was. It's too much. You just, man, it's kind of a bummer. I want them to be the Hurricanes really bad. And they might have some of the building blocks to get there, but they're nowhere close as it currently stands.
I see some stylistic, comparables, but it's at the end of the day, their thing is speed forward and two-way centers, but two-way centers who can really skate like Sebastian Aho. And no,
our two-way center's broken.
Yeah, they don't have anything close to that. It's just I think more than anything, I don't care to dump on the rebuild tonight. I think they're moving at their own pace, and it's going to take a little longer. I think a lot of these veterans that are here, like Hathaway, like Sealer, are kind of by re-signing them, it was without saying it, admission, we're going to be doing this evaluating a lot longer. And so we want these guys around to kind of help with that. And it's going to be more than a quick turnaround. That's what I've thought all along. And when you see tonight and just how vastly different these two teams are, 2 games in a row, 2 weeks apart, it's going to be a little bit.
It feels like they're playing different sports, frankly. Yeah. And I was kind of expecting that out of the Colorado game. The Colorado game was such a weird one where they came back at the end, which is what I was kind of hoping to see tonight, get a flurry of late offense. But you're also talking about a team that doesn't really have much of a defense and their goaltending's terrible. And the Flyers couldn't score on that all night. Whereas the Canes have fine goaltending, not great. And they have a really good defense. I mean, Jacob Slavin alone, let alone the fact that he's playing with Brent Burns,
exactly.
And their system. I mean, Rob Brind'Amour has pretty much perfected that system at that point. He's one of the go-to coaches in the NHL for a reason. He's just great. They were just outmatched entirely. I would love to be the Hurricanes, but it's going to take a few years.
It is. And it's crazy. It's been 25 years since Rod Brind'Amour was a Philadelphia Flyer.
Oh my God, I'm just melting.
I think Hartnell said that in pregame tonight, and I was like, no, 25.
I don't like
but
that.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I was like 11.
Too many. Yeah, I don't like to think about that too much, but it has been a while since Rod Brind'Amour was in the orange and black, and and he's been a coach for so long at this point too. It's his
7th year as a coach, which is wild.
Is he? He's got to be among the longest tenured, right?
Yeah, I think it's like him. I think John Cooper's number 1, and then maybe him and Jared Bednar.
Yeah,
it's got to be right.
He's
every other coach lasts 2 years tops.
You're right, exactly.
Court
and then
might be top 10.
That's the thing I was going to say. He's top 10, and I remember Brind'Amour had a potential contract coming up, and we were all salivating at the mere thought. And of course, Carolina locked that down because they would have been just lambasted. Everybody would have made fun of them if they had not re-signed Rod the Bod.
It does very much seem like, I know it's the dream for many, many people, I wouldn't say like if they just came with him like we're going to pay you minimum wage, Rod. Like I think he would move on.
Yeah.
But it kind of seems like the Jonesy thing where Jonesy was like, no, I didn't really have like front office aspirations. I was cool being a media personality, but I want to do it for the Flyers.
Right.
It seems like Rod is like, nah, I just kind of want to be the Hurricanes guy. And I mean, it makes sense. Wore the C there, won a cup there. It makes a ton of sense that this is his home organization now, as much as it bums us out.
We all silly like the mayor.